Hello, folks. Thank you for waiting for a small delay there. We got everyone fed and...
It's off.
Yeah, I control it from over here. And so with that, we are ready to get started with session 1. 2 weeks ago, we started session 0. We got to do a little bit of roundtable interview and then build some characters and then got to have some interaction with players arriving to this place called the Hellsing Tower. Now, the Hellsing Tower is a magic school for multiple different magic entities, the clerics, the druids, the wizards, the sorcerers, the warlocks, anything that has to do with magic, you can learn at this school. Now there are some priority magics that seem to happen here, and so most of the players dutifully fell within fell within and chose a class that works well with the magic schools, and then they were able to take a house quiz that allowed them to figure out what essential house that they're going to be participating in, to be awarded points in the classroom, which is also how you're going to earn your money throughout the campaign. So we'll do a quick recap for the stream so you guys get introduced. We don't have any titles on players right now, mostly because we'll have a rotating screen and rotating seats for different players at different times. So we're going to do a quick round table recap of who you are, what you're playing, what class you are, and what house you are. And because Katie usually isn't ready to go first, we're going to start with John and work counterclockwise.
I know that information.
What information do you want?
You'll figure it out once we
John,
go
you want to
first.
take us off?
Sure. Hi, I'm Princess, and like my name, I deserve the world. I'm a sorceress, and I own everyone and everything. Everyone bows before me, because I am queen of the world. I am in the prestigious House Drage? Drage.
Yep.
Wow, I knew that one.
So prestigious.
Yeah, that's Princess.
That is Princess. She had a pretty upturned nose.
Is this where she wanted to go?
Oh yeah, her whole
From
family's
her whole family?
Yeah, it's like a lineage thing.
Okay.
lineage thing. And so she had a pretty upturned nose, and she got stuck with a... We'll jump quickly over to the off-screen character here, and then we'll get back to counterclockwise. Liz, do you want to go ahead and introduce?
Okay. My name's Yuki Yamada. I'm a Satyr. Satyr. Why do I keep saying that?
Because satire is a thing.
Oh, true. I am a bard, and I'm stuck with an entitled princess.
Yeah. What house are you at?
I am in House Drage.
Yes. One of the companions
I knew
of
that.
the Drage house.
I definitely knew that.
So venturing on, you guys
You
got
said it in a question.
put together in a carriage, and then got to take a boat ride with each other.
Like that.
Hunter, do you want to?
Oh yeah. My character's Glide. He is an elf warlock. He's supposed to be super nice and helping everyone else figure things out. Like some people's physical abilities take care of themselves. And
You're just born that way. You can't say that.
and Glide is in House Robin.
Yes, he is in House Robin. If I remember correctly, you were pushed around a little bit. I think you showed up with a black eye or something.
Shoulder check.
Shoulder check. Okay, bruised shoulder.
Yeah.
First interactions with some of the ships after leaving a densely forested, wonderful housing of all the elves in Mersta. So
It's a dark world. I'm just here to make it brighter.
there you go, Glide.
My character is Axel Rogers Redwater.
Mm-hmm.
He is a wizard, kind of. And he was, I guess he chose to be a Drage, essentially by his choices.
Mm-hmm.
He, I guess, can't really walk or run very well. Working on it. apparently he did really well walking on water, so Jesus, take the wheel.
Yep. Happy Easter, by the way.
Yeah. He met this very kind elf who didn't judge him, that he knows of, about his walking abilities. And when he got to, I'm gonna say, the group meeting where everyone met, it was not what he expected. He was slightly, it kind of was like walking into a circus for him. He's not used to the bubbly,
I only
chaotic,
act bubbly, but when I'm like tired.
areas, I guess, other than the taverns. And most of the people were not like that in the taverns.
Yeah. Bunch of school kids.
Sure. Anyway,
Okay.
When I'm
That's
tired, I just ignore everybody and
That's
just
true.
read. Walking down the hallway, just reading.
Krista?
I'm Clementine Bixby. I am an Aasimar wizard, and I am in Hellsing.
Awesome. Do you remember anything from your adventures?
Well, I played her more ADHD than I really meant to. But if I'm playing her true to what I was like in high school, it was probably a little bit more accurate than I want to admit to all of you. Because none of you knew me in high school, so we're fine.
Back in
The 80s.
I promise I was not in the high school in the 80s.
Sure.
Now, the 90s, I
the hair was,
was
still
in
big
there
then, right?
for 1 year in the 90s, okay?
You're not that much younger, dude. Like,
That was more like the 60s.
This is how I kept my hair.
I'm the old
No
lady
big-
at the table. I get it. But, so I know one of the teachers early, and so she introduced me to a farmer, and then we made our way on our ship. And we did not go into any of the other rooms, although it was tempting, but somebody told me not to. Even though I was kind of curious.
Very curious.
Me.
I am Elaneor. I am a fairy druid. I basically got pushed through a portal out of the Fey realm and into a dark hole where I met Burgi.
Burgi.
He likes to step in puddles.
He does like to step in puddles. He had mushroom friends.
Mushroom friends, and I really just want to fit in, and so I'm unfortunately now trying to mimic the people around me, so I start kind of mimicking him and acting like him, and I'm really confused about food and sleep and all these other things, and
Very true.
And
In the
you
Fey
have
realm,
a mushroom friend now.
Yeah.
I have a mushroom friend.
In the Fey realm, she didn't have to interact with so much worrying about eating or sleeping, and has found these things very fascinating, even if it's not something that she needs to partake in.
funniest thing is the snoring.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
It's gonna be hilarious until her roommate is like, Shank! And she's like, I'm protecting! I don't know what to do!
Like every other awkward teenager, you just want to fit in. If this is what they're all doing, then I guess it's what I do. But then he outs me. He's like, she makes this awful noise when she's sleeping. I was like,
She doesn't even sleep. She just snores. Just lays there and makes noises.
with her eyes open. Every once in a while, she kind of like looks over at me.
it's creepy. So yeah, and then I just remember meeting everybody on the dock as we met. I wrote his name down, Professor Rictus.
Yes.
And he seemed
Rictus indeed.
he seemed a little not in love with our antics, and had us follow him into the tower.
Very much so. Katie.
I play Kendra, who's an Aasimar warlock, and I'm in the House of Robin.
Robin, nice.
I keep wanting to say
I know, I don't know how to
Aasimar.
pronounce it.
Oh,
I love how
I
we're
don't
all
think I
just
said this, but I'm
different.
House of Car.
I love
Ekar,
how we're all
there you
just
go.
different
Yep.
races.
I was on my farm when the teacher and Clementine showed up to go to the school, and Clementine wanted to pet all of the farm animals, and I let her pet, I think, the ducks, and then we made our way to the boat, and did not go down all the side alleys and stuff that you wanted to.
It would have been way more fun.
Yep. And then we made it there and met everyone else. Clementine picked up the
Oh,
fun
yeah.
guy. And yeah. Then Professor Rictus showed up and started bringing us to school.
Yeah. We have one other player that is normally here. He is out sick tonight. He might be joining us on at least the stream here. So if you see him in the comments, that's awesome. If not, he'll catch up a little bit later, hopefully watching the episode or getting a recap next week. He is playing Burgi, who is a druid, and I have other stats, but I didn't have it pulled up.
Deep gnome.
He is a deep gnome, thank you, John. And he is of the House Ikar as well, making quite the, just lounging around the mushrooms, and all of a sudden this fairy pops out of a portal and shocks him in the face, and then informs him that he's supposed to go to a magic school, and all he's concerned about is if they have food and beds,
And if he can hunt mushrooms.
and if he can find mushrooms. So he was sold after he found a letter in his pocket and followed the fairy up to
Follow the yellow ship.
Maraca.
we ended last session with everybody kind of following Rictus up to the main hall, and that's where we're going to begin our session. A couple housekeeping things for players, because I know you have been curious, and I did message you today if I saw something, and I don't know if yours has been updated since you've gone up a level. I think Phil said something went up.
Yeah,
But your natural abilities, if it's not in like the spell list, so like if you're in the spell page, that's gonna have a certain rule type to it. However, if it's just like in your action portion of your page as ability, like I know two of you have Healing Hand, which just allows you to touch somebody and you heal. You can use that without any penalties. Okay. Another housekeeping thing for rules here, and I will post this in the chat here.
So along with, just going off of what you just said. So like our variant Aasimar traits, Healing Hands is one of them, but so is like Celestial Legacy. Like we know the light cantrip.
Mm-hmm.
And we can cast Lesser Restoration once per long rest. Oh no, yeah, at 3rd level.
Mm-hmm. If it's not learned, so here's it. If it's in your spell list, it's technically not learned for the campaign. Okay, so if you're on your spell list, not learned.
So anything here?
Yep.
I don't know how to
Here.
add
Yes.
into the
Okay.
thing.
Oh my god, you're gonna murder all of them.
Does that make sense?
So like if I go on to add
That's
spells,
5d6 then.
5d6 damage. That's crazy.
is that what you're saying?
If you're on your spell list,
How do I get there?
it literally there's
Oh,
a
look at
section of D&D Beyond that says spells and versus actions.
Yeah, so you can
So if
do
you're on the
those
spells,
two.
You're on the spells thing.
Yeah.
And
You have-
it
He
said I can't
is
do
not
enchanted
learned.
unarmed.
But if
you can
go
equip
to
any spell. So
Oh.
I'm getting
He
to
said-
I'll have
Yeah.
light and
Okay.
vicious
That
mockery.
goes
I have
actions or
animal friendship,
feats.
I don't know why. He
protection
just said I
from
couldn't
evil
do
is
it.
good.
Okay, so
So on our
It's like,
actions
isn't
and feats, if it's
unarmed
there, we
strike,
can use
isn't
that.
that like
Because
just
like
me,
bonus
like,
actions it
hitting
says
somebody?
lesser restoration.
yeah, I think I'm confusing
I
you
have
guys
animal
before we get to the next part.
friendship.
So
Okay.
You can do 0 damage?
if I can get to this next
I
part,
have light,
Well, I guess you could do
vicious
0 damage, but you
mockery,
can do it
and
at
then
1-3.
Up to
first
3.
level is animal friendship.
Basically.
Well, you
Friendship.
so technically you have nothing there in your mind
What's the
right
point
now.
of it?
Yeah, your strength.
You
must
won't be
I
able to
also
cast
have-
any of those.
In 2nd level, it's invisibility. Level
Yeah, but he's
Okay,
saying we don't
protection
have
from
those.
poison.
The
I
minus
have
one.
protection
Because
from poison.
You don't technically.
I'm a 10.
We're gonna let
So,
you do it.
It's like
I posted in the chat the kind of the rules of how to learn spells.
That's nice.
And I'll read those out for the stream as well. So there's different classes that allow you to learn different spells as they progress. So you can use any spell you want to on your spell list currently. However, if it's a hit DC, you're going to where did I put this? It's not there.
Hello.
I don't think you did.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, to use a non-school learned spell. That means all your cantrips currently, all your first level spells, all your second, third, whatever, currently as it sits,
But none of
are
those-
technically non-learned spells.
Even
okay.
though they're not in this, they're also in actions.
I don't know.
His cantrips are in his actions as well.
Okay.
It bumps it over.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
You're saying it, so.
I meant, so in the actions page, just if it's listed out as a text versus, not the top bar, as text below. For you, it would look, I need to look at your player sheet again since you leveled up to 3.
I'm just making
I
sure.
don't
I
know.
don't want to cast something.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
know.
'cause I
You can
haven't-
cast any spell. So here's what I was getting at the meat and potatoes of this. Okay, you can cast any spell. If it has a hit DC, it's at disadvantage. Okay? If it is a saving throw,
Listening.
you decrease the DC by half.
Ooh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, you don't know how to use the spells even if they're learned in your inventory. Okay. So if you go to do a hit DC like Firebolt, I know it's popular, Chill Touch, Eldritch Blast, hit DCs, something like that. It is a disadvantage roll until you learn it. Okay.
Bixby.
If you have like Sacred Flame, Toll the Dead, cantrip, stuff like that, that's a saving throw. It's just decrease that saving throw. If it's a 14, it's now a 7. So the creature that has to save has to roll higher than a 7. Okay,
Round up or round down?
just halved. So
Well,
15.
yeah, round
I did not get any of that.
You
down.
can't use
Okay,
any of your
yeah,
spells.
makes
for-
sense.
Creatures.
Oh.
Yep. The other mechanic here that I think needed to mesh out a little bit is that I'm giving you prep ahead of time before we get into trying to make it more immersive. That's why I'm sitting here. I know it's session 1. So, to learn spells when you are in a classroom, okay? There's going to be a there's going to be a chance to basically earn the most amount of points that you can for yourself in doing so. So, everybody, as a new spell is taught by the teacher, you get to roll a Arcana or Insight. Okay? This is the first roll after a new spell is taught in any classroom, Arcana or Insight. If higher than a 10, then you, as a player, okay, may try and recite what the spell is without looking at what it says. Okay? For max points. Alright? If no one can do that, then you get to roll again. This time it will be investigation or sleight of hand above a 10. The players that do that can then open their book, and whoever is fastest at opening and finding the spell and reading it out loud. It's literally whoever's fastest.
On your thing.
Oh.
You get half points, okay? For those that didn't get the second option, as long as you are successful in casting the spell, because everybody will go around trying to cast the spell, you will get quarter points. Some classes won't be able to cast all these spells, so you'll get an immediate fail. 0 points. So the only chance if your class isn't, like if you're a wizard and you're trying to do a druidic spell, you can't do druidic spells, okay?
Can I just skip those classes?
No, because there's still ones that you will learn. I've made sure they're pretty balanced, okay? What I'm stating at is the only way for you to earn points if you're learning, say, a spell type that's not within your area of magic, is to either have brushed up on spell knowledge, which means reading the player's handbook, or being fast enough to recite, or hoping that your class can cast the spell.
Do we have to say it like word for word, or do we just have to say what the spell is about?
I need it to be a general
Like,
description.
I look at Find Familiar, and it has
Oh, God.
paragraphs.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Get to reading.
and
I need it to have the meat and potatoes. I don't want to be like Firebolt. It does fire damage. That's not enough for me.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
So, and then my other question is, because you said we could use any spell just at disadvantage, like for dex or... But what about the ones that have no...
Like which ones?
Like, find familiar, identify, borrowed knowledge,
So
lesser restoration.
rituals will have to be learned.
What am I like?
There's only 2. Identify is a ritual,
Yes.
but like find familiar is not. It's a summoning.
Yep, conjurations, rituals, that type will have to be learned. If it doesn't have a save or a DC, I will exclude that until it's learned.
Okay.
Wait, what about light?
I think.
Because it's a.
Yeah,
It's
you'll
not a
just
first
have to do
level.
it at 5, like at a half DC. Same with
Okay.
taumaturgy then.
So light and fish mockery is something I can use. They're not even in like the first level or second level or third.
You can use them. You just have a disadvantage.
Okay.
Any other questions before we get into starting the session? No? Okay. All right. Let me get you the map link here. And let me drop that to the chat if somebody will text Hunter.
Nope.
Squirrel.
No, it's your job.
I did it already.
No, nice.
Squirrels. This is a multi-class druid just as squirrels.
Find familiar. Squirrel.
Pester this one.
All right. You guys all were herded, and some mushrooms were picked up, or gnomes, I should say. Mushroom gnomes were picked up and redirected, and the excitement and butterflies are there for you. You're following a very dark-haired, serious-natured elf that is walking up. He had mentioned that Shalom was not there, who is the head mage of Hellsing Tower. He is leading you up to the steps, and you guys are able to get a little bit of a view of the map. You guys started off on the docks over here as you landed, and as you guys made up your way, you wound your way through the pathway. It wraps around into this gated portion of the island, and you pass by, it should be technically described as a black tower. It's made of black marbled stone, the Nordstrom Tower. And then Rick continues walking at a pretty brisk walk to the Hellsing Tower. It is about evening time, dinner time. You guys are probably feeling the need of some sort of sustenance, and excited to see where your lodgings are and all that sort. And he brings you guys into the Hellsing Tower. Take a quick look for the Hellsing. You guys have opportunities to explore later on in the campaign or sessions. You came in on the docks. There's 2 piers. You got the main grounds. Over here is the training yard. You'll get introduced to that. There's a barren beach of black sands on the southern coast. Some rocky mountain, kind of mini hills, mountains. There is a forbidden woods that is labeled on the map if you guys as teens would have studied mapology. And then there is a place called the Beach of Lost Souls to the north, though it doesn't look like from the map that there's a distinguishable way to that other than by the coastline, which looks like it's precariously choppy at this point. The party is led from the docks and makes their way all the way to the Hellsing Tower.
Cool. There's a thingy on the screen. Neat. Okay, got it.
What NPCs?
Oh man, look.
The hall is mostly empty as you guys are brought into here. The big doors kind of push open. Rictus is pretty quick to push open these probably 20-foot doors. They look like they're pretty heavy, but what's your passive? I want to know everybody's passive insight.
16.
16.
How do I
Self
check
in
that?
12.
12, okay.
He's in this.
All right.
I feel like I should
Go
go
the front.
over to the.
You're gonna have to learn to look around.
I feel like I don't come on my side.
Very front of your thing.
15.
Nice.
Mine's 11.
Okay.
Mine's 10.
Oh, okay. So,
Oh, No, 11.
okay, awesome. I think what you got, Axel?
I was
I got
looking at
3
the map.
passes.
So what are you asking me to do?
Passive insight.
Oh shit. 11.
Okay, everybody passes. You know that the way that Rictus pushed these doors, that basically it's magic imbued. You get the sense that as he touched it, they swung themselves open. He walks briskly through the halls and goes, "Your letters have told you what houses you are. Sit in your appropriate seats."
Okay.
I'm going to sit down where I'm supposed to go sit down.
You'll see the different colorations. They're separated out. You got the staff up at the north portion of here. You got the different houses. Over here you have House Raven to the bottom left. To the above Raven is Camp Cat. And we are missing some tokens. So every house has 4. So you have some NPCs that you will meet. I just don't have them on here, on this particular map. They are also not here currently, but they are, will be in other portions. So, I just also have to create character sheets. Over here we have House Akar. Nope, sorry, that's House Drage. That's the green. And then we have House Akar, and why is my fairy not there?
Wait, I can't even move my
That's what I was wondering. I was
tablet.
like, yo, where's the other one? I thought there was at least 2 except for in each one.
Wait, I can't even move.
You're fairy's down here. Boop. There you go.
Did you move mine?
Elaneor. No, you're there.
I
Yuki's
don't
there.
know where my character is.
You're over here.
Okay.
You're next to Princess.
Ew!
You left a space. You left a space.
Okay.
There's only 4 people.
So is there anything on the table when we sit down?
There's plates.
But they're empty?
They're empty right now.
Thing that came up in my mind.
Rictus kind of makes his way to the
Oh, there might
northwest
be some
portion.
friends in the freezer, but
Above this
I
round
don't
table.
know.
This round table is where you see all the food. Rictus stands in front of the teacher's table and kind of leans like slightly back, crosses his shoulders, looks at you. Welcome to a new year at the Hellsing Tower, new students. I see you can at least follow basic instructions and find your house tables. Feed yourself, and then the new to you student over there in Camp Cat will introduce you to your house floors later on. Jinsetta will show you the grounds later on. Fill yourself. You have a main dinner at night and midday, and that's your only chances for food while you're here. So grab what you need.
Great. No breakfast.
Like I said, grab what you need, and please do better at not speaking out of turn.
Meh.
You're making us look bad.
Oh, sorry. I'm not used to people interaction. I've only been around animals.
We know.
You guys want to go eat?
Yes,
Oh, let's go.
I very much do. However, now that I've pet a duck, I can't eat duck anymore.
Oh.
Just so we know.
That's okay. I'll see if I can find any duck and make sure we don't eat any of that.
Thank you.
I don't
Can I
eat. I
find-
only
This is
eat plants. I only eat plants. I don't eat actual meat because all of them are my friends, and I feel wrong about that.
Does that mean if you pet Yuki, you can't eat trash?
No. I don't know what to say. I'm gonna walk away.
I just ignore the
Can I
comment.
inspect the food to make sure there's no duck?
And
on
then
the
I just
table?
pull out
There is duck
like a
on the
book
table.
or
Oh,
something.
can I like find out which one it is?
Yeah, I mean, you can find it's a little bit of a magical table. When you go searching for it, you don't necessarily see it, but if you think about what
If
you
you
want,
think about duck, that's all
there's duck on
Don't
the
eat duck, don't
platters
eat duck.
as you approach it.
Quack, quack.
It knows what you were looking for. So if you're like,
So,
I want a salad, as you
pick
approach the
duck
table,
dessert
it starts
and toast
shifting
them
like a
up.
mirage, and then there's a
And does my
salad.
character
Yeah,
know that-
just
A
a
what?
Does my
salad for
character
me.
know that
'cause
that's
No.
no, I'm a goat.
Oh, okay.
I
No,
don't
no.
do that.
No,
So
there's-
when my
there's
character
stuff
goes over, then what
everywhere.
do
I'm part goat. I'm part
oh,
goat.
It's looking for an ethereal like energy. You don't know
I
what
wanna
food
eat
looks like, so you're kind of waiting
Oh,
for
well
them to like.
You need an
In the
actual
shape of
meal.
Okay, just make
In real life, you tell me you need an actual meal. So you need a
I'd probably be
actual
asking
meal of the
Deidra what
game.
he's getting.
Oh, mushrooms.
Oh, I want some mushrooms too.
Burgi, do you eat anything other than mushrooms?
No, because
You
see,
can eat
in the
other things than
soups,
mushrooms,
they
though.
they can do
She
things to
doesn't
your
even have
mind.
to eat, though.
Which, what do they
I
do to
don't
your mind?
understand that.
Wonderful, colorful things.
She didn't even put it in her mouth.
Dangerous things.
Okay, I grab a salad.
Depends on your mood.
I get a salad.
So,
And
does
I'm
he then
bringing
go and
their
get
eating.
mushrooms?
Yeah,
And I can't see anything, so I have no idea what.
yeah.
he's-
He comes back and there's just like
have no idea what
different
I'm
shapes of
reading, but I'm
mushrooms as he
reading.
walks back and
I have like a
sits back
secret
down at the table.
library.
But when I look at
in
the table, I don't
forest
see
where I'm
anything.
You
at.
don't see anything.
And so I'm just in here going, okay, so what are you gonna eat?
I think I'm gonna have some chicken pot pie because I can't have chicken because I didn't pet a chicken.
It's a duck pot.
And
I'm
then
not thinking about ducks.
Soon you're
I'm
gonna
thinking
become
about
same thing, she gets food
vegetarian.
on her plate and walks away, and then
You're hearing names.
Chicken sounds great. I'm gonna get some orange chicken.
Oh my gosh! I didn't know they had that in that color.
did they leave the feathers
I
on?
love this.
It's not
No.
Asian orange chicken. It's like an orange
It's
chicken.
chicken,
Close enough.
I want some PF Chang's.
Along with some chicken pot pie, I am gonna get some.
I'm just
marshmallows.
eating a
You
salad
want
while
marshmallow?
reading.
Are you?
I'm thinking.
Marshmallow?
I have no idea what
from
we're eating.
Wendy's.
From
Wendy's.
Does it work like if I say something it's
Yeah,
there, or
Chase,
does
why
it
does
work
this
that
taste like
I have
that?
to be knowing, like, seeing it in my mind?
In your mind.
So I
Can I
says, "Do I
hand
want a
her a
marshmallow?"
marshmallow?
And I go,
Yeah, and you look over at the table and there's a marshmallow that's about as big as your hand.
Oh jeez.
Oh my gosh!
So much
It's
mellow.
so fun. You should not eat that whole thing at one time because I think you might get sick and puke. I don't know. Have you?
You don't
had
know what
a lot of
puking
sugar in
is.
your life?
I don't think so.
Then try a little bit of it. But the chicken pot pie smells delicious, and the crust is perfectly buttery and flaky, and I am hungry. So if you need more food advice, you're gonna have to ask somebody else because drool is coming out of my mouth. So I need to go eat. And I walk away.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the marshmallow.
On this table, are there beverages?
Hmm?
Okay.
Cannot have beer.
You don't.
Princess
know that.
has some food options that she'd like to.
Yeah.
I would like a turdrigal. It's an eagle stuffed inside a turkey,
Ew.
stuffed inside a dragon,
Ew.
and so roasted.
No, those are
400
supposed to
degrees
be friends.
Fahrenheit.
Those are supposed to be
So-
friends.
And so
Why are you doing this to
garnished
me?
with parsley.
You know what? I'm ignoring him
And so,
completely.
and I want like too much food,
Mhm.
and I just get like a sliver of everything.
You go grab it yourself.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know there's no servants here, and I think she was waiting for a while, but no one was getting it for her.
So you didn't think to ask for it to be delivered?
I'm a
No,
vegetarian.
I mean, actually, no, I would have. I was
believe
really expecting
eating my
servants.
friends is the right
Okay.
If
thing.
that's an option.
Do you think mentally? Is
I think like, when will the servants deliver me my food?
And you look down and your plate's full of the
With little slivers, though.
It's not about the food. It's about wasting what I don't want. Like the idea is, I just want to have the food and just have the abundance just go to waste.
Yeah.
But I'll eat my eagle dragon stuffed in a turkey.
Nice.
You can
I
start
just-
that.
I just
It's
put the
about
book
half
in
the
front of
size
my-
that Princess is. Like her platter is about half the size that she is, and you can see her just picking just
Oh,
little.
very dainty.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm just
Can I ask
moving my
the table
book to
for a
the
tiny
side and
fork?
just reading like that.
There's
I
all
want it.
sorts.
I want a tiny fork, and I'll be like, Princess, look. And I have like a little fork and a little knife to eat my food. I can eat tiny portions too.
Well,
My fork is tinier than yours
Should I
too.
go get eggs,
Oh,
biscuits,
lady of
and a glass
refinement. I
Wow.
can respect that.
Hi, who are you?
I'm just over here eating a salad.
I'm Kendra.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jinsetta.
Hi.
Are you? You look like you're House Robin.
Mm-hmm.
New here.
Yeah.
Ever been to the
First day.
island? First day. Wow. Food's pretty good here.
It looks yummy.
I'm eating biscuits
I like-
and gravy
No biscuits and eggs. And a glass of milk.
and a glass of milk.
Well, breakfast for dinner is pretty good. So
You're what?
you see Jinsetta start grabbing various different types of meats.
I think I realized.
Ham, turkey, chicken.
I should probably get sausage too.
I would recommend it.
Sausage.
And
Can I have like a friend or something? Like an animal friend? I don't know.
If you're in the building right now, you probably can't have animals in there.
Except for
Burgi.
squirrel.
for the stream, as you approached Kendra, this is Jinsetta. The first thing that wow, that
Can't even make comments on it.
I don't know how to navigate. There we go. This is
Well,
a stupid.
That's different.
Hey, does my illusional, what is this called? My
This is
illusion work?
Jinsetta. This is the person that you saw interacting with Kendra.
Well, you can
Uh,
use it with your
She has very stark red hair,
It's not a,
and she also has
there's no
violet
PC,
eyes.
it's just a
The
control.
other interesting artifact on her is she is wearing a certain amount of adornment of armor, and she is carrying a great sword on her back. She's quite tall, around
What is it
6'1".
with like tall women?
Um,
these days? I've been like 4 wingmen that are like 6'5" and like a female. What's going on?
It's the water.
Something.
Should drink that water.
She looks like she trains athletically, and she's got kind of a fierce look to her, but her smile was hopefully warm, Kendra, and she did suggest the sausage after all. She does go sit down back at her table, and she's kind of looking at you guys
This is a
expectantly to see as you guys
She's
finish
6,
your
how
dinner.
old is she?
6'1".
And she's a student?
She looks older than you.
I don't know how to look at her.
Oh, is she an elf?
No. She is a human.
Oh.
She's 20 years.
She's older than me too?
How old are you?
No, not in technicality.
Oh, okay.
Dang.
I'm
Not
17.
year versus year, but
I feel like you're lying.
How?
No, never.
I just finished my plate of salad.
I think I have Clementine as 15.
well, students, Richter stands up. I am going to retire for the night. It's quite late. I expect that your schedules will be handed out first thing in the morning for you all inside your houses.
I hope I don't have anything with that title, princess.
I'm
No,
pretty
that's
sure
awesome.
we're gonna all be together all the time.
It's gonna be females in one dorm and males in another dorm, so
I don't
Oh,
know.
at your house?
Yeah.
Yeah.
believe that you will all have some time to meet the groundskeeper tomorrow as well, and some of the teachers. Most are arriving on the morrow themselves. I am one of the year-long teachers around here. I will expect perfection from my students of House Drage as you enter into my classroom here in the next couple weeks. For the rest of you, do the best that you can, and welcome to the Hellsing Tower.
He made eye contact
Hey,
with
sir,
me.
are there time restrictions?
Somebody doesn't want detention on the first day.
It'll be losing points.
Stream is doing its.
It's unseen. It's unseen.
Looks like
Now
it's
it's
stuck with
doing
the
its thing.
titled. Looks like
Now
it's
it's
stuck
doing
with
its
the
thing.
titled.
What?
Dang.
What?
Dang. They expect perfection from you? Expect perfection from you?
Most of my life.
Yeah, we were being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Like,
John,
like,
John, maybe 80s,
now I role play being in high school. And go to role play being in high school. And go to high school.
John's not that old.
Sorry for the service interruption. We are back. We were having some weird drop things. I haven't quite figured it out. Let's see. Why are we dropping all of a sudden like that? Why are we dropping all of a sudden like that?
Throttle it.
Yeah.
You a VPN in?
I had on the laptop itself, and then it had on the laptop itself, and then it